Chad, I'm confused because you knew you signed up for a TV show. Come here. Come a little closer. You knew you signed up for a TV show. Come here. Why do you think? Why do you think that you can do whatever you want? Back up, back up, back up. I guess I don't understand. Come close, come close. I don't understand why you're crashing out about this. Come closer. Why? Back up. Too close. Too close. Back up. Back up. Back up. I don't understand this. You signed up for the show. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Tammy. This is TammyTalks. We are here to talk Married at First Sight. We are in, where we at? Austin, season 19, episode 11. I'm done. I'm done too, okay? I am done asking y'all to subscribe, okay? 43% of my views are coming from non-subscribers, okay? I don't know what the issue is. Now, truth be told, some of y'all are taking that very literally. I am getting people subscribing, y'all. Like, I know the haters be wanting to jump in and be like, that's why ain't nobody subbing. People are subbing, y'all. I'm just asking for more. I'm just asking for more. So do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, thumbs up the video, hype the video if you have any hypes left, and then leave your comments down below for episode 11 only. I haven't watched 12 yet. I'm going to watch Love and Marriage Huntsville, and then I'm going to watch 12, and then I'm going to get the video out for 12, truth be told, probably Monday, all right? We're only talking episode 11 in this video, all right? All right, so we start off with where we pick up right where we left off, actually, where Megan is going to check on Brittany. And, you know, Brittany done got up and ran off to the bathroom, so Megan is checking on her, asking if she's okay. Brittany was like, do I look like I'm not okay? Girl, is water wet? Baby, what? You were at the table crying, you got up, and then you walked in here and you've locked yourself in the bathroom and you're giving yourself a pep talk. It's okay. It's okay. I can do this. It's okay. Yes, girl, you look like you're not okay. So Brittany said, look, me and Will just don't have an emotional connection, and she needs to decide if that is enough for her. This is my thing, okay? This is my thing. Brittany herself is saying that she does not have an emotional connection with Will either. So why are you forcing it, right? Brittany likes the idea of marriage. Brittany likes the idea of marriage. It sounds good to say, I want to be married. It sounds good. She wants to be able to be like, bling, bling, bitches is mad. That's what she wants to be able to do. Somebody put it in my comments and said it perfectly. Brittany is worried about if she is Will's person. Girl, is he yours? Because I don't think he is your person. I don't think he is your person, right? So Megan is telling her, okay, I'm gonna leave you be. I'm gonna give you some space. Megan goes back out to the table and has to tell Will, why don't you go check on your girl? Because it didn't come automatic to him. You know why? Because Will is tired of having to overly reassure somebody, right? I've made the statement a couple of times in my videos in regards to Brittany that Brittany is in control of her own emotions, and Brittany has to regulate her emotions herself, right? Some of you came back and said, yeah, but if Will really cares about her and Will loves her, then Will should be willing to give her the reassurance over and over and over, no matter what she needs. And while that is true in some cases, this is also a person that he has just met, right? This is also a person that he has just met. And it's not making excuses for Will. It's not. It's being neutral, which is my job. My job is not to take sides. My job is to give my opinion that is neutral on the situation, because I don't know these people. And quite frankly, I'm not as invested as some of y'all in the comments. Y'all are projecting, right? Some of y'all see yourselves in Brittany and you have been there before, and I hate that for you, but you knew what you needed to do, right? Because that was you in the past. I had somebody say in my comments, any woman that would not feel a way about what Will is doing is lying. No, some of us just have a little bit more self confidence. I'm not a person that needs a ton of reassurance over and over and over and over. And I think we have reached a point where Brittany crashes out in front of everybody, and then she wants Will to reassure her that what he told her earlier is true and valid. And I think he's tired of it. Anybody would be tired of it. We've seen this season after season. We have seen this season after season. So Will goes and checks on Brittany, and he is whispering to her what's wrong. Like, he apologizes. I'm sorry if my actions made you feel the way. And Brittany says she's done. And I wish she would have stood on it. I wish she would have stood 10 toes down on it and said, you know what, Will, this is not working. And I'm going to choose me. Today is my decision day. Deuces. But she didn't do that. Right? So he tells her that she's beautiful and he's happy he's with her and he wants to be with her. And that's what she wanted to hear, but she wanted him to do it in front of everybody so she can say, see, guys, I'm in love too. Like, we're happy too. That's what she wants. Brittany sees how the other couples are skipping and happy go lucky around here, and she wants that. She's not willing to accept where they are and to move at a pace that is comfortable for them. She wants what everybody else has. That's what she wants, right? Belinda said it best. Brittany is expecting Will to meet her where she is, but she's not meeting Will where he is. At the same token, as I've said before, but I think y'all mute your screens when I give Will critique, which is fine. You know, that's when I appreciate the engagement of y'all crashing out, but Will too, I think, has to try to meet Brittany where she is as well. Neither one of them are willing to meet in the middle. And I've said this 1,000 times, but y'all don't hear that part, I guess. So, Will and Brittany, okay? So we are back home, boring retreat. Truth be told, very boring retreat. But we're back at home, and Brittany and Will are talking about what happened at dinner. Brittany said that everything just kind of hit her all at once, and she liked that Megan and Jalen stood up for her because it made her feel like she's not crazy. When truth be told, it added more fuel to the fire. And if you and Will would have just handled this privately to yourselves, this wouldn't have been as big of an issue as it was. Right? And this is why, because even though Megan and Jalen had your back in this situation, you're still sitting up here laid up with Will as if everything is hunky dory. This is why you don't get involved in other people's relationships. Meanwhile, Megan is pregnant by a man that she half-ass likes, who wants her to push out 2 more kids after this. And Jalen's man wants her to go dance and emphasize in the desert, or he's going to cry and leave her. So she thanks Will for coming to check on her. And I wanted Will to be like, well, they told me to, because a big part of why Brittany is so forgiving and so willing to move forward with Will in this moment is because she thinks that Will got up by his own devices to go check on her, and that's not the case. He couldn't give a damn about you in that moment. He didn't care that you were in there crying. He didn't care, Brittany. But you're still chasing that. So Will tells her that he wants to do a better job of reminding her that he is choosing her. And I'm just like, no, they not back home. They still at the retreat. My bad, y'all. They're just in bed later. They're still at the retreat. I'm thinking about when they got back. But Will's just letting her know that he wants to do a better job of reminding her that he likes her, whatever the case. I feel like you can only give a person so much reassurance. Brittany is a woman that I feel like no matter what Will tells her or how good he is to her or what he's doing, she is always in the back of her mind going to feel as if there is an inkling that he might not like her. So as much as Brittany might feel like she's walking around on eggshells, in a way, Will is as well. They tell each other that they are choosing each other. Yay. So we get to Belinda and Chad. So Belinda's ready for bed and Chad is not. She wants Chad to come get into bed with her. He does not. He don't want to. So she finally is like, "Come on." So he comes over reluctantly and he gets in bed. Now this is an age old debate, right? There are some women that want their husbands, that want their boyfriends, that want their partners to be in bed with them every single night while they go to sleep and you go to bed at the same time. It's not realistic and it's not feasible, right? Sometimes, yes, but every single night, it's just people have different sleep schedules, people have different ways of unwinding. And I do kind of wonder, it does make me wonder what from Belinda's first marriage is she kind of holding on to that she's expecting Chad to do as well. So it makes me wonder, even though Jalen said that her parents never hugged and kissed, it could have been something as simple as when her dad was in town, they always went to bed at the same time. And I wonder if that's why, because like she was really harping on that. So Belinda brings up the fact that Chad seemingly doesn't have any concerns, and she's just wondering, like, are you not voicing them or what's tea? So Chad said, look, I'm not used to that apartment, okay? I'm not used to apartment life. It's noisy. It looks like they're on a busy street. So I can fully understand it. When I moved out of my parents' house and I got my first apartment, there is a difference from growing up in a house in a neighborhood where, by 10 o'clock it got quiet to living in an apartment building where it was a bunch of other 22, 23-year olds like me after college. And, it was loud. It was loud. The last building that I lived in before the building I'm in now was loud. It was always stuff going on. You kind of get used to it. The building I'm in now is so quiet. My hallway, at least, is so quiet that I don't really hear anything. I'm not on a busy street anymore. I'm not on the main street, and that does make a difference from somebody that has probably been living in the house for the past 20, 30 something odd years, right? So he said that he is just not comfortable there. So Belinda is like, I noticed that you have your own like winding down time. Like, I want us to wind down together. So apparently Belinda will be in the bedroom. Chad will come in, yuck it up with her for a little bit. And then he comes back into the living room to start winding down for the night himself. Chad was like, I told you, one, I'm not comfortable in the apartment. And then two, the dog is in the bed. The dog is on my legs. I'm not comfortable with that. And he wants the dog to get trained to sleeping on the cot. Belinda did not seem to care about that, right? I kind of feel like, do I feel bad for Chad? And one, Belinda's dog kind of big, ain't it? Belinda might got that big ass dog, right? Yeah. One, I don't feel sorry for Chad or Derek when it comes to this, because y'all should have told these women up front that y'all don't want the dogs in the bed. And if that's a deal breaker, then damn it, it's a deal breaker. I'm sorry. It's something as simple as that. But like, if it's causing you to miss sleep, you should have been told her that. Get that big ass dog out the bed. So Belinda now feels like he just doesn't want to lay down with her. And I'm like, I feel like Belinda is trying to make an issue. One, I don't think that Belinda is physically attracted to Chad. And two, I think that she's trying to find any reason to have an issue with him. Any reason to have an issue with him. Chad was in his confessional talking about I think we both are emotionally mature enough to know that things are going to be different when the cameras and stuff are gone, and we're still trying to kind of navigate through that. So we get to Will and Brittany. Now we're back at home, and she asks him, what does he do when he is overwhelmed? And he said, I go to the gym, or like, I just kind of don't talk to people. But most importantly, he tries not to get lost in it. Brittany said that when she's overwhelmed, she gets frustrated, but she feels good now. Brittany did not say what she does to get out of it. Granted, Will didn't answer, but he told her what he does to get out of it. So it's interesting that she didn't say it back. But that's part of their communication issues or whatever. Brittany then said in her confessional that Will is attentive to her. What? Because this is why This is why, y'all, I say that Brittany is in control of her own emotions and she's responsible for her own emotions. Because Brittany, from episode to episode, from day to day, from scene to scene, Brittany is either saying that Will is not affectionate with her, he's not giving her intimacy, but then the next moment is, well, he is very attentive to me, he is giving me affection. I'm telling y'all, it comes down to Brittany not getting what she wants, the way that she wants it, how she wants it, when she wants it when it comes to Will. She is just one of those people that will probably never be satisfied in a relationship because she's always going to have her partner chasing more, striving for more, wanting more from her. So we get to Rhonda and Pat. So we find out that Rhonda's mother's husband, her stepfather, has pneumonia, and she feels a way about that because that's the same way that her father kind of, I don't want to say went out, same way her father passed away. So Rhonda brings up how Chad bought a ticket for a show that he was taking his mother to, and he just assumed that she would want to do it. Didn't you just assume he wanted to go to your family reunion? Which was really just you being with your kids that you could have postponed until after the cast retreat? Did you just assume that he wanted to go and visit your father at his resting place? I'm like, I don't understand Rhonda. She is such a selfish person. So Pat was like, I'll do a better job of coordinating. She was like, coordinating is an interesting way of asking. Yeah, coordinating, heifer. He's gonna coordinate. I was with him. Does coordinating not involve asking? So she then brings up the calendar situation. And I said, I knew she was gonna bring this shit back up. I knew it. I could just feel it. So she brings up the calendar situation. And she talks about how they were in the store and she wanted so they were talking about that calendar because he bought the tickets and didn't know her dates or whatever the case. And I don't know why Rhonda is making it seem as if this calendar situation is just the biggest thing ever. Because truth be told, it's just really not that big of a deal. It wasn't a conversation that had to absolutely happen right there and now. It wasn't. And it maybe it's because I truly don't like Rhonda, but I just feel like she's doing so much. She's doing so much with this and it's annoying, right? Because I don't think Rhonda likes Pat. I think when she looks at Pat, she's not attracted to him. Same thing as Belinda. And I think this is Rhonda's way of making sure Pat knows I don't like you for real. I don't need you. I don't want you. I'm going to be done with you. Because it's so interesting the stuff that she chooses to crash out about. So she was like, you just kind of walked away as if I wasn't there. So I guess my thing is, so are we supposed to stand in the Michaels or the Piggly Wiggly, wherever y'all were, and talk about calendars until you felt that the conversation was sufficient enough? And then, and only then after that, can we go get what we came into the store for? I don't understand this. So Pat said, look, we have been having the same conversation for a while. And I told you, yes, I agree. Let's get a calendar. Okay. Pat said, look, there are a lot of dynamics that are difficult to navigate. And he said that he is trying to be himself while still trying to meet her somewhere in the middle. He said that, look, you feel that I'm not doing X, Y, and Z. In my opinion, I am present and I am listening, but you only seem to be zeroing in on the times that I'm not, which is true. Which is true based on the edit that we're seeing. It does seem as if Rhonda only harps on what Pat is not doing. So Pat then in his confessional said he does not know if he's not trying hard enough or if her expectations are just too much. And I think it's both. I think it's both, but I think a bigger part of it is her expectations are just a little too high. Not a little bit, a lot of bit too high. So now we get to Belinda and Jalen. I'm gonna say this. don't bring no more mother daughters on the show because I feel like we're getting like they're becoming too woven, right? Like I like that we're not seeing all the couples all up in each other's face so much after what happened last season, but I'm sick of seeing all these Belinda and Jalen scenes. I am. So Chad, apparently they're on FaceTime. Chad was upset that they were filming when he thought that they weren't. So they found out they were not filming the next day. So Belinda made like a hair appointment and they made appointments and stuff. Production said, sorry, we need you guys to film. Chad was upset about this and said that Belinda's made appointments and all that type of stuff. Belinda was like, no, 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 it's not a big deal for me. She's upset that Chad put her in the group chat because Belinda wanted to stay on TV. Okay? Belinda would Oh my God, excuse me, y'all. Belinda wants to stay on TV. That's really what it comes down to. And she doesn't want Chad to do anything that could get them kicked off the show. That's what is given to me. Because truth be told, if my there was some type of issue that involved me as well, even if I didn't have a big issue with it, and my husband, boyfriend, whoever uh husband, boyfriend, whoever included me in the thread, I wouldn't be upset about it. This was nothing for Belinda to be upset about. But again, she's fishing, right? So Megan and Derek, they're at lunch. He was fucking up them fries. I was like, you hungry, ain't you? So she's hoping that it's twins, a boy and a girl, so they can be done with pregnancy. You are not getting 3 kids, not out of her. Derek. He's just so happy to have a baby on the way that he has forgotten how like low key awful of a person she is. So Will and Brittany, it is Will's birthday. She flew his mom in as a surprise, and they're at lunch talking. And Will said that sometimes Brittany feels that he is not invested because he's not complaining, which is true, right? You're also not anything else, but a big part of it is because Will is not complaining. So not Brittany's, Will's mom said, look, Will needs more confidence that he can express himself in the good, the bad, and the ugly. And as much as y'all sit in the comments and talk about how Chad is not, I keep saying Chad, that Will is not doing this for Brittany and Will is not doing that for Brittany. Brittany has also not given Will the safe space to complain, hasn't given Will the safe space to say if he has an issue with something. Could you imagine what would have happened if that morning at the tennis courts, Will would have been like, well, Brittany was moody this morning, y'all. I ain't know what to do. Brittany, girl, that had me, whatever, whatever. Could you imagine how that would have gone? Could you imagine how she would have had an issue with that? Will doesn't have the space to complain. He just honestly and truly doesn't. So I don't know why. I'm doing a lot, y'all. My bad. So I don't know why this is even like a big revelation. But what I have noticed is that whenever they do say something to Brittany and she is hearing something back that is or could be somewhat truthful, she's just like, thank you. Because remember when Belinda was like, Will is doing the best he can with what he knows about you, y'all just met, her response was just, thank you. But when it came to Jalen and Megan yucking her up, she has so much more to say. Brittany doesn't want to hear the truth. Truth be told. So Chad and Belinda, they're at looks like a sushi train restaurant. And Chad said, look, I'm at the end of my rope with this bullshit and I'm done with the show. I said, what happened? I like y'all. The way I was leaning on my couch, I sat up like, did I miss a scene? So, but I was with Belinda. What happened? What went wrong? Chad said, I'm a 54-year-old comeback vet, and I'm tired of being talked to like a child. I said, oh, I see what this is. I see what this is. So, we get a montage of Chad being rude to production. numerous times. They gave us at least 3 examples. I'm going to tell you this, Chad, you signed up for a TV show. Did you think you would be able to do whatever it is that you wanted to do when you wanted to do it? That's not how that worked. You signed a contract, you're receiving a stipend, and you are getting free publicity on this TV show. You knew you would have call times. You knew, like, I don't understand this, and quite frankly, I don't feel sorry for you, Chad. It's given that Chad said, okay, cool, this the wife y'all gave me. I bet I can make this work, and he wanted to go on about his life. But you being mad because you have a car time, you sound stupid. Chad, you sound silly. You sitting up here doing all this cussing and all of this over what? You're crashing out for what? So Belinda is asking for more clarity. Chad said, look, I'm telling you I'm done, okay? I'm going to do what they tell us is on the schedule. And if it changes, then they fresh out of luck. Because Chad is tired of having to rearrange his clients and all of that type of stuff. We don't hear about this often on the show. And I think it's because some of these people are just younger and they don't complain about it. But we have heard about people that have lost their jobs because they've been filming, because, schedules change. Like, shit happens. Shit happens, right? But the way that Chad is handling this is so immature and just stupid. So he then goes on to say that production is trying to create wedges. I said, y'all are getting along fine. What wedges? So Belinda said, well, I'm not done. You don't speak for us. I won't be done. What wedges? What wedges? Okay, tell me something. So Chad is like, well, they're putting a wedge between Josh and Jalen. I said, no, they aren't. Josh is putting a wedge between him and Jalen. Belinda was like, nah, they good. What are you talking about? Chad said, look, I don't give a fuck about this show. I said, woohoo! Straight like that. Straight like that. So Belinda said, look, this is making me take some steps back because you're doing a lot. You're doing a lot, okay? Chad said, look, that's fair. That's fair. I'm not done with you, and I hope you ain't done with me. I said, are y'all drinking hard liquor? Are you drinking brown liquor? This was so crazy to me. I could not believe that this happened. 1, I can't believe it happened. And 2, I cannot believe they put it in the show still. So Josh and Jalen are out and they want to merge their friend groups so they can build community. Okay. So they're doing some little painting activity, and one of their friends asks them what they have in common. Nothing. We see Derek and Megan, they are babysitting. I guess that's her friend's kids. It was a lot going on. They were tired, whatever the case. That led Megan to be like, I like how there's a tribe of them because it's 3. I'll settle for 3, whatever. So Will and Brittany. So Will, I guess, is headed on a work trip. And Brittany, this is nanny cam footage. Brittany is telling him how much she appreciates him and wants to be with him forever. She tells him that she loves him, and he says it back. And I do not believe Will. I don't think that Will loves her. I think that Will is going along to get along. And I think that Brittany's feelings are going to be hurt by the time decision day comes. Could be wrong, but that's what I'm feeling. So we get to Pat, and now I don't even understand how Brittany can be saying that she loves this man when she just said they don't have no emotional connection. But Pat and Rhonda. I was about to say something messy. I heard you. Okay, so Pat and Rhonda. So he has his friend Adrian out, and I guess he wants to see if Adrian can help mediate. The way me and Adrian would have had a misunderstanding in the conversation, if I was Pat after we left this, Adrian, you were absolutely no help. None whatsoever. So Pat is letting Adrian know how difficult the past week has been with him and Rhonda, said that he feels like they've just had some really big disconnects. So Pat said, I've been walking on eggshells around this crazy ass heifer, and that enhances my anxiety. Rhonda comes in, sick of seeing them yellow glasses. I can tell you that. I feel like when she got them yellows on, she about to show her ass. So she comes in and said that her and Pat have a communication challenge. Rhonda wants Pat to kind of let her know when he's feeling overwhelmed with her talking, or when he wants to table a conversation or a discussion for the next day. And Adrian was like, "You should be doing that, Pat." I was so mad. I was so mad for Pat. Lord have mercy. Look, is Pat perfect? No. Are there some times where Pat could be listening a little bit more? Absolutely. But in the grand scheme of things, we're not going to sit up here and act as if Pat is doing Rhonda a disservice, right? Rhonda is talking 89% of the time that they are on scene, talking and talking and talking and talking. In the moment that he is engaged in the conversation and he tries to double dutch in, she's mad because he is saying something that isn't about her directly. Rhonda said that when she's vulnerable and she's talking about something emotional, for instance, the song that she thought was about water, Pat was just saying what the song meant to him. Now, in hindsight, was that the right thing to do in that moment, Pat? No. But is it the end of the world? No. So Pat's friend didn't have his back at all. Everything Rhonda said, his friend would say, "Yeah, you could be doing, you could be doing. I got your back, I got your back." And I don't know if I don't like, does this man hate you, Pat? Because I feel like he didn't have Pat's back at all. I thought it was interesting. Rhonda gets emotional, gets up, walks away. She's over to the side talking, and she's talking to production, and she's like, "Adrian got it just like that. Just like this." And I don't understand why Pat isn't getting it. Rhonda comes back to the table and says that she feels that Pat does not care. Rhonda, I don't care. But Pat said that he feels like he's being held to a standard that he cannot achieve, and I believe him. Because this is the thing though. So Rhonda likes to talk about how she's feeling, how she's feeling, how she's feeling. She doesn't feel seen. She doesn't feel heard. She doesn't feel chosen. She doesn't care how Pat feels though. Do you think Pat feels seen or heard or chosen? I don't think he does, right? So Pat said that he has been in this situation before in past relationships where he does everything to acquiesce to his wife, to his partner, to whoever he's dating, and as a result he ends up losing himself. And he doesn't want to do that again, and I don't want you to, Pat. I don't want you to lose yourself, okay? So Pat feels that he cannot be himself. And I'd be good goddamn if Adrian was like, "You have a chance every day. Adrian, go home. You are of no help. Adrian, do you want Rhonda?" Like, I didn't like this at all. Let's move past this scene. Terrible taste in my mouth. Belinda and Jalen. So Belinda lets Jalen know about the dinner with Chad, how he was, doing the most with the least, and brings up that Chad said that Josh was texting him saying that he felt like production is trying to put a wedge between them. Jalen is like, "No, Josh, I saw Josh's text, and Chad just asked him about archery, and that was it." Now we know that Josh has a lying problem, sis. Josh lied to your face about deleting his friend, his ex. Josh lied to your face about this prenup. Josh lied to your face about Burning Man not being the big deal. So let's not sit here and act as if Josh don't be out here lying. Chad has been very straight up and down. Do I believe that Chad is lying about Josh, saying that he feels production is pushing a wedge between him and Jalen? I don't, because I think that Josh views the fact that the experts came in and said that it should be okay for her to not want to go to Burning Man with him. In my opinion, Josh feels a way about that. I think the fact that they keep having to have the conversation about her not wanting to go to Burning Man, Josh feels a way about. I am willing to bet that Josh did text that and deleted them. Let's look at Chad's phone. Let's look at Chad's phone. So Belinda is now angry and disappointed and said that this is a turnoff for her. This isn't a turnoff for you, girl. You haven't liked Chad. We've been seeing this for a while. You don't like Chad. You just want to be on TV. But we shall see. Let me know what you guys thought about episode 11. Subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video, leave your comments down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.